Hey guys, it's Brandon Andre and welcome to my new video. So today I wanted to talk about something that I got done. I closed my gap. So here's a before and after of my gap. This is my gap before, and these are my teeth now. As you notice, I don't have a gap, and also my fangs are gone. I also got teeth whitening. I know a lot of you guys are gap tooth bitches. Let me give you some insight on what you can do. There's this method that's out there, that's been out there for a while, called, well, it's not called anything, but it's just closing your teeth with rubber bands from Walmart, and only it costing $5. And I wanted to explain how you guys can get that done, because it does work, because my teeth are fine. So the first thing that you'll learn is that you need rubber bands, right? And oftentimes they'll tell you get these goatee rubber bands from Walmart that are $5. And that they're like 3 different sizes and stuff. You have the smallest ones, you have the kind of medium, and then you have the large ones. Just basically get the small rubber band and wrap it around your teeth and stuff. And that is basically how it works. And a lot of the things that you'll see when dentists talk about don't do this, and all these articles that all these people are making about these videos, they're warning like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And I was wondering, well, why are they saying that? Like, obviously you get scared and you're like, well, I don't want to do it because I don't want to mess up my teeth. But when I researched what they were talking about, they were talking about the rubber band sliding up your teeth and basically cutting up your gums and stuff. However, the event that they're talking about was like one person, and they're all using the same photo and the same event to talk about the possibility of something bad happening to your gum. So it's like, the chances of it even really happening are very, very minimum, and you have to be really dumb to let your rubber band slide all the way up and cutting your gums. But beyond that, like, they warn you for like inflammation, they warn you for infection, they warn you pretty much about everything just to pretty much scare you from not doing this, because it is actually a method that works. Not just that, but everything that they're warning you would be the same warnings they would give someone who has braces, because it's the same thing. You're messing with your gums, you're messing with your teeth, you're moving them around, so you're going to experience, change. However, I'm not a dentist, so I'm just giving you my personal experience, just because nothing wrong happened to me or my teeth, and my teeth look fine. So just understand that you're taking a risk by doing this and trying this. So the first step is to buy the rubber bands from Walmart, and then you basically just put the rubber band in your teeth. And I wanted to show you how I did it a couple of times, because I did it wrong a couple of times and I didn't know it until like 3 weeks in. Take a look at this model. In this first image, you'll see like one rubber band on the top, and then there's 2 rubber bands on the sides to pull the side teeth together. However, what I noticed is that the rubber band on the top will slide up, and that's when it starts to cut your gums. And then also the rubber bands in the middle of your gap, that area, it'll start cutting that up, and that's when it starts kind of like being just discomforting. And there's a better method of putting the rubber band in to close your gap and to close the spaces on the side. And this method, yeah, it did prevent the rubber band from sliding up and cutting the gum, but the inside of the gum still got cut up from the 2 that you see that are right there. This method that I'm showing you right now is probably the best method. Your gums on the far right and left will get sore, because you're still having a rubber band there, but it's a method that I found that causes the least damage to your gums, and it's also not as annoying. To prevent a gap from appearing on the sides of your different teeth, you want to put a rubber band on both teeth to pull it together, right? Just like this figure, except that the width of the rubber band, having 2 of them in the middle of your gap, it prevents your gap from actually closing. So that's what I was experiencing 3 weeks in, that my gap wasn't actually closing because the rubber bands weren't allowing it to close. And I found that this method is the best method, because there's nothing blocking your gap from closing. There's no rubber band in between, and it's also the best way because nothing slides up and nothing cuts your gums. So it's pretty much my best method. Obviously you see I put 2, or actually I put 3 rubber bands. Some videos show you 1, some videos show you 2, but this is what I did because I wanted the process to be faster, and it actually worked because more pressure closed it faster. It's basically going to be up to you and what you can handle. If you can only handle 2 rubber bands, then do it. If you can only handle 1, then do 1, but I find that this is the best way. By the way, that longer rubber band represents the medium length rubber band. However, you can put the small rubber band and just stretch it that far, because it adds more pressure and it'll pull it tighter. So you can if you want. I actually put the small ones, like those are all small rubber bands, and there was just more pressure when I pulled it to wrap around 4 teeth. So then I wanted to talk about what you'll experience. What is it supposed to feel like? What can you do? What should you look out for? Well, you will experience inflammation, and this is kind of normal even when you get braces, that you'll experience like your gums will get inflamed because you're putting pressure on your gums. So it's like you're moving your teeth, so of course your gums are moving around as well. So that's normal. So don't be like freaking out, oh my god, my gums are inflamed. Like, that's pretty normal. The other thing that people wonder is like, oh, is it supposed to be bleeding? Well, yes. When I did my research, I looked up asking, is it normal for braces to make your gums bleed? And most of them said yes, it's normal. So I'm just putting 2 and 2 together. Well, rubber bands are kind of like braces, so it's doing the same thing. So if it's bleeding and the braces are bleeding and they say it's normal, then it's pretty normal. And it was normal because nothing happened to me. I'm alive. I actually even brushed the sore spots or the areas that it was bleeding, and it kind of just stopped. The other thing that you'll experience is soreness. Like, you're having pressure on your teeth, so you should experience soreness. You know, your teeth are moving, so it's gonna be tight. For me, I like that feeling just because I knew that when that feeling happened, that my teeth were actually moving, so I knew that it was going to be a good sign. Some people can't handle the soreness, so they don't want to do this process, so that's just up to you and what your tolerance level is. You'll feel a tightness in your teeth when the rubber bands are on, obviously. You might experience discomfort just because it'll be sore and you'll have stuff in your mouth, so obviously it's not going to be comfortable. So just, you know, don't be surprised if you're not going to feel normal because you have rubber bands in your mouth. So how long is it going to take, Brandon? Well, some people say that it takes 4 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks. For me, it took 6 weeks, but it's only because I did it the wrong way. And it's also just contingent on how big your gap is and the spacing situation in your mouth. I think that maximum, if you do it this way, the way that I'm telling you, it may take 4 weeks. If you have a fat gap, then maybe longer. So it just depends on your situation. I would just do it until you see that your gap is closed and stop worrying about the days, because no one can give you an accurate day count. So for faster results, I would wear them daytime and nighttime, if you're confident and don't care that people are gonna like hear that you have a lisp or whatever. Or you can just wear them at nighttime. Like I said, faster results throughout the day, 24-hour period. I believe that this method will work specifically for people whose teeth are already straight. If your teeth are crooked and it's crowded, I don't imagine that this will really work for you. But if you have space in your teeth and your teeth are already straight, then it'll just shift and just move into the position that you want it to. I wanted to answer a couple of questions that I've seen people ask and that I know you probably have. The first is, can you eat with them on? Well, you can, but it won't be comfortable. So my suggestion is just take them off before you eat, and then after you're done eating, put them back on. Is it permanent? If you take the rubber band off, the gap will open again. And this is what people talk about and they freak out about, because they're like, oh, I don't want my gap to open and stuff. And it's like, well, some people say that if you leave the rubber band on throughout the day and for a month, that your gap will permanently close. From my experience, I didn't really have time for that, so I got a permanent retainer installed. That is just a permanent retainer that they put in the back of your teeth, and you can't tell, obviously, it's in the back. For me, that was a really cheap way of doing it. It was only $350. And from what I learned when I went to the dentist, they said that people have a middle gap, it always tends to want to pull out, so it might be something that you have to permanently fix. Also, a lot of people I know who had braces when they were young and they didn't use a retainer throughout their adult life or whatever, their gap opened up. So I'm assuming that the gap will always come back unless you get something permanently done, like filling in the spaces in the top teeth or just a permanent retainer. And so if you do it, it requires patience and to be committed to it, and in time you'll see results. For me, I'm happy because, you know, I never liked my gap and now I can smile, and since I closed my gap, girls love me. I make more money. I have more friends now. You know, the president wanted to invite me to the White House for breakfast. So honestly, like, it's life-changing. Can you see? What, dude? Damn! Yeah! You can't really see the gap on the side. You could too, pull them all together. You could pull them, you know, these two together, but I got the composite done before I realized that I should have done that. So, by the way, my eyes are hazel for people who think that my eyes are brown. Thank you. No, but really, like, it's a gap, so it's like, whatever, it's teeth. If you care about your gap and you don't like it, then this is a method for you to close it. There are people that will tell me, well, why did you close your gap? Your gap looked so you, it made you you. And it's like, yeah, it's because you don't have a gap, so you don't know how it feels to have a gap. And if you actually look at my before and after pictures, like, from my teeth now to then, I didn't realize how, like ugly it looked. Like, my gap looked huge, and I didn't even realize it until now that my gap is like completely gone. If you guys try it, like I said, you're taking a risk, but you know, I took a risk and I'm happy with it, and risks are a part of life, so you shouldn't be afraid to do it. Just be smart about it. So yeah, and that's it. So I appreciate you guys for watching my video. If you guys have any questions, just leave it below. I'll try to get to them and answer them. Feel free to follow me on social media and all of that stuff. Good luck and let me know. Have a good day, guys. Bye.